Anyway, so we're getting back into the book, right? So in this session, what we're going to be getting into, Ra, the sixth density being that is a collective one unity consciousness, an entire race, civilization from the sixth density, all right? They're going to be introducing themselves in this session. They're going to be giving a small presentation to Don, Carla, and Jim of who they are, what their purpose is, what's their nature being one, unity, one, who they are, that's who they are, one. And they're also going to be describing, getting into brief intro into their relationship, their historical relationship with humanity, all right? And also some core principles of the contact between Don, Carla, and Jim McCarthy. All right, y'all? Don being the questioner, Carla being the scribe. I mean, not the scribe, the channeler. All right? She's going to be the channeler. And Jim will be the scribe, the person who's going to be recording everything. All right, y'all? So without further ado, let's get into this book. I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you guys have any questions, or if you feel like you want to add to my critique or to my view or my opinions as to what I'm reading, because I can always learn from y'all. Maybe some of y'all will understand the book better than I, and the input is always welcome because I'm open book. All right, I'm an open book. I'm always eager to learn more. All right, y'all? So feel free to, drop the comments below. And if you understand the book better than I do, and if I said something and you see it differently, please, let's have some dialogue on this. All right, y'all? If anyone wants the book, I have the PDF. Just shoot me an email right in the comment box below, and I'll send you the book. All right, y'all? So enjoy the book. The Law of One, Book 1, Session 1, January 15, 1981. Ra, I am Ra. I have not spoken through this instrument before. We had to wait until she was precisely tuned as we send a narrow band vibration. We greet you in the love and in the light of our infinite Creator. We have watched your group. We have been called to your group, for you have a need for the diversity of experiences in channeling which go with a more intensive, or as you might call it, advanced approach to the system of studying the pattern of the illusions of your body, your mind, and your spirit, which you call seeking the truth. We hope to offer you a somewhat different slant upon the information which is always and ever the same. At this time, we would be glad to attempt to speak to any subject or question which those entities in the room may have potential use in the requesting. Okay, so here we go, our first contact with Ra. And already it sounds pretty interesting because he's like, well, I've never spoken through this instrument before. So when he's talking about instrument, he's talking about the channeler, all right? So anytime we hear instrument, he's going to be talking about the channeler. So that's the instrument. And they had to wait until she was tuned, like precisely tuned, like a guitar or like some sort of instrument, you know what I mean? Like, so when you hit those notes, everything is vibrating the way it's supposed to, or she's reaching that frequency that she's supposed to reach. So that's pretty cool. Like, that already paint me a really good picture of where she needs to be at, and her trance state, and then I love how they're greeting us, we, when he says we, he's talking about his sixth density unity consciousness with his civilization, with his race of people. I can't say people. They're with their energy, All right, yeah. And we greet you in the love and in the light of our infinite Creator, and in the love and light of our everyone's Creator, the Creator of all. And then, he went on to tell us how, they've been watching humanity, and they have been called to the group. And I think when he's talking about the group, I think he's talking about the LNL group, Don, Carla, and Jim McCarthy. All right, and I can't really break down too much of this because I'm learning just as well as everyone else. But he's talking about studying the how we were studying. He says, we have been called, for you have a need for the diversity of experiences and channeling which go with more intensive, or as you might call it, advanced approach to the system of studying the pattern of the illusions of your body, your mind, and your spirit. So, illusions is like magic. And at this time now, they're ready to start asking questions. They're ready to start communicating with us. But I think, they can't just tell us. They can just offer information. I think we have to ask the questions, So, questioner, Don, do you have specific purpose? And if so, could you tell us something of what your purpose is? Ra, I am Ra. We communicate now. We are those who are of the law of one. In our vibration, the polarities are harmonized. The complexities are simplified. The paradoxes have a solution. We are one. That is our nature and our purpose. We are old upon your planet and have served with varying degrees of success in transmitting the law of one, of unity, of singleness to your peoples. We have walked your planet. We have seen the faces of your peoples. However, we now feel the great responsibility of staying in the capacity of removing the distortions and powers that have been given to the law of one. We will continue in this until, shall we say, your cycle is appropriately ended. If not this one, then the next. We are not a part of time and thus are able to be with you in any of your times. Does this give you enough information from which to extract our purpose, my brother? Wow. So that's pretty deep because, all right. So what I get from the first paragraph in this question is he says, he says, I am Ra. We communicate now. So he's letting us know that we're going to have this communication. All right. We are those who are of the law of one. In our vibration, the polarities are harmonized. So in the sixth density in our vibration, I take that as higher density, higher dimension. In their sixth density, okay, the polarities are harmonized. So there are no polarities. Everything is harmony, and the complexities are simplified. So all right, our polarities are harmonized in their dimension. There's no polarities. The complexities are simplified. Our complexities, what we consider complexities, are no longer complexities. Everything is simplified in the sixth density, and the paradoxes have a solution. So what we may call a paradox, it's not a paradox. There's solutions to our paradoxes in the sixth density. Now that's how I get it. He says we are one. That is our nature and our purpose. We are one. We are one. That is our nature. So in their civilization, that's their nature. We are one. We are all unified. We are one. We are all together. We are all connected. We are all one. We are all one. You are me. I am you. We are all. You are all. We are one. Okay? So, questioner, he says, yes, thank you. What I like was when at the end he goes, Ra says, does this give you enough information from which to extract our purpose, my brother? My brother, so he already shows the connection. It already shows the connection to us. So Don, the questioner, says, yes, thank you. So Ra, I am Ra. We appreciate your vibrations. Is there another query? Query being question, yeah. Questioner, I have heard of the name Ra in connection with the Egyptians. Are you connected with that Ra in any way? Now, Ra, I know Ra is a sun god, but I don't know much to Ra. All right, yeah, in ancient Egyptian, in those times. Ra, I know Ra is the sun god, but haven't studied on any of that. My studies, I'm just learning. I'm just starting this stuff. but I can't wait to get into it. So Ra, I am Ra. Yes, the connection is congruency. May we elucidate. What do you understand? What do you not understand? Questioner, can you give me a little more detail about your role with the Egyptians? Ra, I am Ra. The identity of the vibration Ra is our identity. We as a group, or what you would call social memory complex, made contact with a race of your planetary kind, which you call Egyptians. Others from our density made contact at the same time in South America and the so-called lost cities, where their attempts to contribute to the law of one. We spoke to one who heard and understood and was in a position to decree the law of one. However, the priests and peoples of that era quickly distorted our message, robbing it of the, shall we say, compassion with which unity is informed by its very nature, since it contains all. It cannot abhor any. When we were no longer able to have appropriate channels through which to enunciate the law of one, we removed ourselves from the now hypocritical position which we had allowed ourselves to be placed in. Other myths, shall we say, having more to do with polarity and the things of your vibration that are complex, again took over in that particular society complex. Does this form a sufficient amount of information, or could we speak further? Is there another query? Alright, so to me it sounds like they not only did Ra make contact with us, but then he's telling us that another group made contact with people down in South America. And then Ra's group, they made contact with a person that was able to, channel, and understand and decree the law of one. But religion got involved. That's what it sounds like to me. However, the priests and peoples of that era quickly distorted our message, robbing it of the, shall we say, compassion with which unity is informed by its very nature. So we distorted it, and we're going to talk about illusions and distortion a lot, I guess, in this book. All right, yeah, and they took the compassion away from which, the law of one, the very nature of the law of one. But that's what I get from that. So then, he went on, and he was saying how, man, we had to pull ourselves out when we were no longer able to have appropriate channels through which to enunciate the law of one. We removed ourselves from the now hypocritical position which we had allowed ourselves to be placed in. So it sounds like they were like, I don't know. That one's a little hard to explain. If y'all could help me with that, I'd appreciate it. But they had to get out. So anyway, the question was lost because the questioner was sitting too far from, so we didn't get that question. Ra, I am Ra. Consider, if you will, that the universe is infinite. This has yet to be proven or disproven, but we can assure you that there is no end to yourselves. Your understanding, what you would call your journey of seeking, or your perceptions of the creation. That which is infinite cannot be many, for manyness is a finite concept. To have infinity, you must identify or define the infinity as unity. Otherwise, the term does not have any referent or meaning. In an infinite creator, there is only unity. You have seen simple examples of unity. You have seen the prism which shows all colors stemming from the sunlight. This is a simplistic example of unity. In truth, there is no right or wrong. There is no polarity, for all will be, as you would say, reconciled at some point in your dance through the mind-body-spirit complex, which you assume yourself by distorting in the various ways at this time. This distortion is not in any case necessary. It is chosen by each of you as an alternative to understanding the complete unity of thought which blinds all things. You are not speaking of similar or somewhat like entities or things. You are everything, every being, every emotion, every event, every situation. You are unity. You are infinity. You are love, light, light, love. You are. This is the law of one. Holy. So, wow. So, in order to understand the concept of infinite, you have to understand unity, right? So I guess that's what I'm getting from this. But then he says that once you understand that, it's funny because he says that we are, oh man, what did he say? Ooh. There is no polarity, for all will be, as you would say, reconciled at some point in your dance through mind, body, spirit complex, which you amuse yourself by distorting in various ways at this time. Wow. So this distortion is not in any case necessary. It is chosen by each of you as an alternative to understanding the complete unity of thought which blinds all things. Wow, so the unity of thought. So thought blinds all things. We need to understand that. I guess what he's saying is that we need to understand that we are everything. You are everything. You are every being. You are every emotion. You are every event, every situation. You are unity. You are infinity. You are love, light, light, love. You are. You just are. We just are. This is the law of one. The law of one is that we are everything. I am you. You are me. I am good. I am bad. I am love. I am hate. I am everything. You are everything. I get that. I mean, I'm sure it could be broken down to a better science, but it's common sense. This is common sense. That was common sense. May we enunciate in more detail? And the questioner says no, because that's pretty self-explanatory. I am Ra. Is there another query at this time? Questioner, can you comment on the coming planetary changes in our physical reality? So Don is asking about any earth changes coming to our physical reality, in the future. And I am Ra. I prefer to wait till this instrument had again reached the proper state of depth of singleness or one-pointedness before we spoke. The changes are very, very trivial. We do not concern ourselves with the conditions which bring about harvest. Wow. Okay. Okay. I don't know what to take of that. The changes are very, very trivial. We do not concern ourselves with the conditions which bring about harvest. Okay. Harvest, ascension. I don't know what the rest of that means though. Questioner. If an individual makes efforts to act as a catalyst in general to increase the awareness of planetary consciousness, is he of any aid in that direction, or is he doing nothing but acting upon himself? Ra. I am Ra. We shall answer your question in two parts, both of which are important equally. Firstly, you must understand that the distinction between yourself and others is not visible to us. We do not consider that a separation exists between the consciousness raising efforts of the distortion which you project as personality and the distortion that you project as another personality. Thus, to learn is the same as to teach, unless you are not teaching what you are learning, in which case you have done them little good. This understanding should be pondered by your mind-body-spirit complex, as it is a distortion which plays a part in your experiences at this nexus. Oh, so I get that. So firstly, he's telling us, we need to understand that they don't, there's no distinction between yourself and others. That's not visible to them because they are one. We are one. It's one. one collective unity consciousness. Like we are one. So they don't understand this. Like this is not, they don't live their life this way as we do. Because with this in 3D, it's distortion. Everything is not what, we look and we think that everything is what we see, but it's not, and that's the distortion. I think that's what I'm getting from that. All right, and then he's saying, thus to learn is the same as to teach. Wait. See, thus to learn is the same as to teach, unless you are not teaching what you are learning. And I just finished telling you guys about that. In which case you have done them little good. This understanding should be pondered by your mind, body, spirit complex. So our mind, body, spirit, that's us. Because it's a complex, right? Complex is where a center of things, right? Complex. All right. To turn to the second part of your response, may we state our understanding, limited though it is. Group individuated consciousness is that of sharing understanding. Group individuated consciousness is that state of sharing understanding with the other distortions of mind-body-spirit complexes, which are within the evident reach of the mind-body-spirit complex, individual or group. Thus, we are speaking to you and accepting both our distortions and your own in order to enunciate the laws of creation, more especially the law of one. We are not available to many of your peoples, for this is not an easily understood way of communication or type of philosophy. However, our very being is hopefully a poignant example of both the necessity and the near hopelessness of attempting to teach. Each of those in this group is striving to use, digest, and diversify the information which we are sending the instrument into the channels of the mind-body-spirit complex without distortion. The few whom you will illuminate by sharing your light are far more than enough reason for the greatest possible effort. To serve one is to serve all. So if you can help just one person, you are helping all, yeah. Therefore, we offer the question back to you to state that indeed it is the only activity worth doing. To learn, teach, or teach, learn is the only activity worth doing. My peoples, my family, my brothers and my sisters, did you hear what Roger said? Therefore, we offer the question back to you to state that indeed it is the only activity worth doing. To learn, teach, or teach, learn. There is nothing else which is of aid in demonstrating the original thought except your very being, and the distortions that come from the unexplained, inarticulate, or mystery-clad being are many. Thus, to attempt to discern and weave your way through as many group mind-body-spirit distortions as possible among your peoples in the course of your teaching is a very good effort to make. We can speak no more valiantly of your desire to serve. And that's just it, y'all. Just to help yourself learn. You're helping everyone. So if you can help yourself, you're helping everyone. You're doing good for everyone. But, once you feel like you finally got it, and you don't know when you finally got it, then you have to spread that, and you have to teach. Okay, yeah? So he says, may we speak in any other capacity upon this subject? Questioner. Will you be available for communication? Can we call on you in the future? All right, and we're coming to the end of this, and Ra, I am Ra. We have good contact with this instrument because of her recent experiences with trance. She is to be able to communicate our thoughts in your future. However, we advise care in disturbing the channel for a few moments, and then the proper procedure for aiding an instrument who has to some extent the need of re-entering the mind-body-spirit complex, which the instrument has chosen for the life experience of this time-space. Do you understand how to nurture this instrument? So I guess he's telling us that we need to be careful with bringing her back into the body after the channel. So questioner, Don, no. Can you explain it? Ra, we suggest first a brief period of silence, then the repetition of the instrument's vibratory complex of sound in your density, which you call name. So keep repeating her name. Repeat until an answer is obtained. So they want to keep repeating her name until she responds. Then the laying on of the hands at the neck region for a brief period so that the instrument may recharge batteries which are not, shall we say, full of the essence of this particular field at this time. And finally, a gift of water into which the love of all present has been given. So they want you to give her some water, but with someone who can give that energy of love to the water. All right, it's like prayer to the water, where it would charge the water. This will restore this entity, for her distortions contain great sensitivity towards the vibrations of love, and the charged water will affect comfort. Do you now understand? Don, not completely. Ra, I am Ra. We search your mind to find the vibration. Nickname. It is this vibration from which contains the largest amount of what you would call love. Others will call this entity first name. The charging of the water is done by those present placing their hands over the glass and visualizing the power of love entering the water. This will charge that very effective medium with those vibrations. This instrument is at this time quite fatigued. However, her heart is such that she continues to remain open to us and useful as a channel. This is why we have spent the time space explaining how the distortion of what you may call fatigue may be ameliorated. Under no circumstances should this instrument be touched until she has responded to her name. I do not wish to take this instrument beyond the capacity for physical energy. It grows low. Therefore, I must leave this instrument. I leave you in the glory and peace of unity. Go forth in peace, rejoicing in the power of the one Creator. I am Ra. And that's the end of the first session, y'all. And good session. I know it was pretty long. Session was pretty long. If you guys think I should break up these sessions, if they're long like that, and you think I should break up the sessions, let me know. Tell me that in the comment box below, if y'all are even listening. But I think that was pretty cool. You know, again, anyone that would like the PDF so you could read along with me, just let me know. Hit me up in the comment box and send me an email. Send me an email address, and I'll link you the PDF to the book. All right, yeah. I'll send you all 5 books. All right, yeah. Man, so they gave instructions on how to get her nice and charged up, and get that energy right, so that she could recuperate for, I guess, the next session, which should be pretty cool. Session 2. I'm really excited to get into section 2. But I thought it was interesting when he said, we search your mind. We search your mind to find the vibration. Nickname. We search your mind to find the vibration. It is this vibration from you which contains the largest amount of what you would call love. Others will call this entity. Call her name. So Carla. The charging of the water is done by those present placing their hands over the glass, visualizing the power of love entering the water. So you put your hand over the glass and you visualize the power of love entering the water, and this will charge that very effective medium with those vibrations. Wow, so you'll be giving charged water. That's pretty cool. Alright, yeah. Let me know how you like this. Let me know, what you think. Alright, yeah. I think I should let y'all go and rest up on this and give this a little thought and tell me what y'all think about the other story too that I told y'all before this session. I mean, all right, yeah. Everyone have a great evening. Hopefully this video will be out before the morning, and if it's out tomorrow, I apologize. It will be a little late, but gotta edit it and stuff like that. All right, yeah. Everyone have a great evening. Don't forget to extend that hand to those in need, because you never know when it may be you, yeah. All right. I love you all. Rest well. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.